So I was asked by a viewer to put my hair in a side bun, and this is my attempt at said hairstyle. Sorry if I disappointed you, but that's what you get. I don't know how to do my hair. Don't know anything about hair, so this is the best I can do. Hey there guys, this is Samantha, and today I have a book haul for you guys, and this is always my favorite video to film because I love showing off my books and talking about them and talking about how excited I am to read them and all that. I just love talking about books, you guys. But yes, today I have my May book haul. May, January, March, April, May. Yes, May. My May book haul. And most of these I bought used, and a few of them I bought off of book outlets. And yes, some of them I bought off a book outlet, like a few of them, maybe like 5-ish of them. And are you licking my books? You're licking my books. Why are you licking my books? But I bought about 5-ish off a book outlet, and then the rest of them I bought either out of a thrift store in my local area or off of thriftbooks.com. And that's like my favorite website ever because I love used books. I love used books. They're so amazing. But yes, let's just get on to my book haul. I'm going to show you the book outlet books first because those are the only new books that I bought. So let's begin. First off, I bought Etiquette and Espionage by Gail Carringer, and I actually have her other series on my TBR currently. This book is on my current TBR, and I bought this one because this honestly looks exactly like something I want to read. Just assassins and strong women. I love reading books like this. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to pick this up. I think this is the book I'm the most excited to read out of my whole book haul of this month, is this book. It's right here. Next book I bought is The Fury by Alexander Gordon Smith, and I have his Lockdown series right here actually, and I enjoyed the book series. It wasn't amazing, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I'm hoping that I'll like this book, at least enjoy reading it. Maybe not love. I'm not hoping for the love factor here, but it's a pretty the Lockdown series was a pretty disturbing series, and I'm hoping this has the same kind of feel to it. It looks like it's the same type of feel to it, so again, excited to read this book as well. Next, I picked up Starters by Lisa Price, and I can't say I'm a huge fan of this cover itself. I like the hardback cover more because it's a lot simpler, and just I hate the color scheme of this one, and I don't know, I just don't like the colors of it. I don't like how it looks. But I've been interested in this book for the longest time. I want to read this book so bad, and I finally picked it up, and I'm so proud of myself for finally picking it up because life. Great reasoning, right? And this month I've actually gotten into a kick for graphic novels. I bought actually quite a few graphic novels, mangas, and all of that stuff. But these two I bought off a book outlet, obviously, because this is still part of my book outlet part. And that is Anya's Ghost by Vera Brosgol. And I actually already started reading this a little bit, but then I had to tell myself to stop because I was in the middle of reading a different book. But I liked it so far. I think I got maybe like 30-ish pages in, and I thoroughly enjoyed what I read thus far, and super excited to pick this up real soon. And then the last book that I bought off of book outlet is that was pleasant, is Blood and Ink, The Battle of Blood and Ink, A Fable of the Flying City by Gerard Axelrod and Steve Walker. And is that Gerard or Jared? I never know the difference. I don't know, whatevs. But don't really know what it's about, but it has a cool cover and a cool name, right? Okay, those are it for the book outlet book purchases that I got this month, and now I shall go on to my thrift shopping books. I just kind of grabbed a handful of them and just going to start showing them to you guys. First one I picked is Find Me by Rosie O'Donnell. Don't really know why I picked it up, but I'm going to read it. Again, I don't even know what this book is about, but I know who Rosie O'Donnell is, so I'm gonna read her book because I'm really into memoirs, even though I'm pretty sure this is like a mix of like memoir and fiction and whatnot, but whatever, I'm gonna read it anyways. Next, I bought Holes by Louis Sechar, and I read this when I was a lot younger. I think it was actually required reading in high school, my butt, in elementary school, and I don't really remember too much about it. I remember the movie with Shia LaBeouf, but the book itself. Next, I bought Sister by Rosamund Lipton, and I'm pretty sure this is like a murder mystery kind of book, or like, I think the sister is missing or something like that, and the other sister's trying to find her, and it looked interesting. Like, the cover really drew my eye, and I'm not gonna lie, that's why I got it, but it was only like 10 cents, I believe, so it's not like it's that big of a deal if I don't like it. Next, I bought another R.L. Stine book, and that is All Night Party, and I don't think I ever actually read this book when I was younger, but I want to read some R.L. Stine books because I haven't read them in so flippin' long. I just want to read it, so I'm just going to pick up any book that I see of R.L. Stine in any thrift store ever. The next book that I bought is Petals on the Wind by V.C. Andrews, and this is actually the second book in the Flowers in the Attic series. I don't really know how many books there are in this series. I have not read the first book, but I found this at Salvation Army for 10 cents, so I was like, if I like that book, then I'll have the second book to pick up right then and there. So, awesome sauce. Picked it up. What? Next book that I picked up is Loser by Jerry Spinelli, and I remember reading this when I was younger. I don't remember what I thought of it, but I'm gonna reread it and maybe enjoy it. I don't know. I've been on a kick for getting like a bunch of like books that I read when I was younger to see if I still like them. But if I don't like them, then I can always give them to my niece or something like that, and maybe she'll like them when she starts to read or something. I don't know. The next book that I bought is Merrick by Anne Rice. And I have read one Anne Rice novel, and it was the Sleeping Beauty books, and it was very strange, but I need to read the vampire series, Vampire Chronicles, maybe that's what it's called, but I've watched a lot of the movies, and I absolutely love the movies, but I need to pick up the books, because I just need to do this. This needs to happen in my life. The next handful of books that I bought is Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, and read this in high school, middle school, maybe? I don't know, one of those schools, and it was required reading, I remember that, and I don't think I liked it back then, but I'm going to try and reread it now. Maybe I'll have a different perspective with it, and hopefully I'll enjoy it. Next, I picked up The Hours by Michael Cunningham, and I'm not going to lie, the only reason why I picked this up is because Meryl Streep is on the cover. I love Meryl Streep. She is literally the only reason why I picked up this book. I don't really even know what it's about, but Meryl Streep's on the cover. Next, I picked up A Child Called It by Dave Peltzer, and I've never read this book, so this is going to happen because I know a lot of people have read this book, but I'm apparently one of the few who have never read this. So that's my life. Next, I picked up Marley and Me by John Grogan, and since I'm having trouble crying in any book about people, I thought maybe I'll cry in a book about dogs, because animals make me cry if something bad happens to them, and I know he dies in the end. It's a dog, they die in the end, but I'm probably gonna cry in this book. I'm probably gonna cry. Next, I bought He's Just Not That Into You by Greg Behrendt and Liz Tequillo. You guys have awful last names. I can't pronounce them. But, yes, I don't really know what it's about, but it looks like a very fast read because it's just like kind of like notes and stuff like that. But I'm going to try and read it. And I know that there's a movie, but I really doubt that the movie's anything like the book. But I'm going to read it. Next books I bought, Terror Stalks Traverse City by Jonathan Rand, and this is a Michigan Chiller book, and I picked this up because I live in Michigan, and I love anything that deals with Michigan. Anything that is familiar to me, I love. And I remember reading the American Chillers when I was younger, but I never got to read the Michigan Chillers because they never had them in my school library, so I never got to read them. I remember reading the American Chillers, though. So I'm going to read this one. Maybe they'll have one for Detroit because I live near Detroit. I don't live in Detroit. I live in the surrounding cities, but it's just that's the closest to me. I don't live in a popular city, so there's probably not going to be a Michigan Chiller for my city. Oh, and this is a signed copy. I forgot to mention that. Signed copy. Next, I picked up David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. Dickens, it's an S at the end, and This is, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna pick this up unless I'm forced to, but it was there, and I want to read more classics and whatnot, so hopefully I'll get to this soon. Is there written on the cover of it? Oh, there's a lot of written stuff on the cover of this. Next, I bought Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, and again, probably not gonna pick this up unless I'm forced, but it was at the thrift store. Next, The Wedding by Nicholas Sparks. I've been buying a lot of Nicholas Sparks books lately, and I haven't read any of them except for The Last Song and The Notebook. Bought a lot of books by him. I need to start reading some of them because it just needs to happen. I'm giving such great reasonings as to why I bought books. The next book that I bought is Tantalized by Cynthia Lechton-Smith. And I remember owning this book when I was younger and then giving it away. But as you guys know, I have a habit of giving away books that I shouldn't have given away. And I still have the second book in this series somewhere on my bookshelf. And I want to reread it. So I rebought this. It was $1.60. And hopefully I like it more this time than I did last time. But we'll see. The next book that I bought is Music Theory for Dummies because I don't know how to play instruments. I don't know how to read music, but I bought that violin. So I really need to learn how to do music. I just need to learn how to do music. And I picked up this hoping that I'll just read it a little bit. Maybe when I'm using the toilet. Who knows? I'll read a little bit every now and then. And hopefully I'll learn music at some point in my life. Who knows? Next, I bought Agent to the Stars by John Scalzi, and this was bought off a recommendation, and I am super excited to read this book. Like, this will probably be on my TBR in some near future TBR. Look forward to that. Yes, I'm excited, because I'm not really into science fiction novels, but this has just had so many good reviews that I just couldn't help myself. Next, I bought Succubus Blues by Rochelle Mead, and again, bought this off a recommendation. I really loved the Vampire Academy series by Rochelle Mead, and just super excited to read this because succubi are awesome. And I don't think I've ever actually read a book about succubi. I've read, ooh, there's a Winnie the Pooh Joker card that just fell out of here. That is adorable. This is going on my wall just because it's adorable, and I was obsessed with Winnie the Pooh when I was younger. But I think I've watched like movies and whatnot with succubi in it, but never a book. So I'm super excited to read this like every other book. Next, I bought the entire Sherlock Holmes collection, Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Barnes & Nobles, I believe. Barnes & Nobles Classics. And I am so behind on Sherlock Holmes. I just need to start reading these books. And I'm going to force myself to read them because I know I probably won't want to read them once I start. But I'm going to at least try and read one novel every once in a while to actually say I've read all of the Sherlock Holmes. That's an accomplishment. Like, I'm literally, if I ever get through these books, I'm going to make an award for myself on the wall. It's going to say, I read all of Sherlock Holmes stuff. It's going to say stuff. Yes. We're down to the final stretch, you guys. I have 2 more books to show you. So, the second to the last book I want to show you guys is that I bought Full Metal Alchemist by... Oh gosh, I'm going to butcher this so bad. I'm bad at names that are obviously English. Oh gosh. Hiromu Arakawa? But I know I watched like the first episode of this series. Like the show. And I loved it, but then I never continued with it because this was before like Netflix and stuff. So, or at least that I had Netflix in DVRs and stuff, so I couldn't record stuff. So I had to actually stay awake to watch these things, and that was just not happening. So, I bought this, and I am so excited to read this. Oh my god. But I've always been really bad at reading manga because it always just kind of freaks me out to read it backwards. But I'm going to try and read this. Yes. And then finally, you guys, finally, I have the last book to show you guys. And that is the first volume of Death Note by Tsugumi Oba and Takashi Obata. And I absolutely love the TV series. best anime series ever, in my opinion. Mind you, I haven't watched too many of them, but I absolutely love that series. I bought the entire series because I loved it so much. Like, I don't even have words to express my love for this show. It's missing a hole so you can see me. You can see my eye. I'm gonna try and read this because, like I said, absolutely loved the movie. Not the movie, the TV series. Also, I'm pretty sure there's movies out of that show, so I really want to watch that too because Death Note is my main squeeze. Yes. But yes, those are all the books that I bought in May. I hope you enjoyed watching because I sure as hell love talking. I will see you guys next time.